that I'm lost and I'm hopeless. I'm bleeding and broken, though I've never spoken. I come undone in this last season, and now I'm crying. Isn't that what you want?
Chapter 1. When I was a little girl, sometimes I would sit alone in my room, watching the outside world and window, dreaming. It was never about what was around me or what I could plainly see. My imagination stretched above the trees and rooftops, beyond the horizon. It was only an occasional hobby. I would fill the spare time indulging my curiosity and reveling in the intrigue of the people and places out there. I wondered who they were, where they came from, what their worlds were like. When the moment struck, I would envision what life was like wherever it was my mind wanted to travel to. I only bring it up and reflect on it now because that is obviously when my own life was easier, gentler. Those were the innocent times when I privately mused about what fate had in store for me, what I had in store for it. It only took one single moment, like the flick of a switch, to make me stop caring about such frivolous things. That is how long it took for a singular event to cut me so deeply that it turned me inside out with pain. The same little girl gazing out her window, ready to take on the world, grew up in an instant and without warning. But enough about me for now. This is not a tale solely focused on tragedy, although it was the catalyst to my internal meltdown. This is a story bigger than me. I just got lost for a while and unwittingly proceeded to make it all about me. This is about looking cruel reality in its cold-hearted face, nearly a decade and a half too late for everyone involved. What you've got to understand is what happened did not just affect me. The shockwaves of that incident spread through a small community with a smaller circle of loved ones at its center. However, I was the only one who turned away, torn from the innocent, inquisitive days of my childhood. I was forced to deal with death ripping me to scattered shreds. The beckoning voice from before was that of my newer best friend, Loyal. Where or when our friendship officially began is difficult to pinpoint. You can't really classify our friendship as a smash hit from the start. The two of us spent years exhibiting a comfortable communicative distance. Our primitive, pre-explosive modern technology-aged interactions started exclusively in school. We met in junior high and mainly coexisted as, how do I explain? Within the ever-changing and peer-driven social ranks of teenage maturation, we had a uniquely limited affection for one another. We passed occasional notes in class and had each other's backs. Eventually, we transitioned to hanging out in public and taking turns showing up at each other's house, mostly unannounced. The fact was, given our separate and very private backgrounds, we were good for one another, but both too disenchanted with the concept of a good thing to accept it at first. There was also, I can safely assume, a healthy amount of fear involved all around. I can only speak from my own point of view at the time, but I had been through enough to make me somewhat standoffish and introverted. Whether we chose to acknowledge it or not, the seeds were sown, the bond too strong to break. From 2 mounds of traumatic ashes, a friendship arose. Everything I grew to be, the young woman I became, was because of her, of us. Loyal filled a wrecking ball-sized void when I needed it the most. She kept me distracted from the misery I imposed upon myself. We succeeded through the last 2 years of high school, solidly being one another's rocks. As for our futures, college, career, We encouraged and expected nothing less than total commitment to achievement. It sounds corny, but I guess when you're searching for life's answers, fighting for someone else's cause can almost be as rewarding as fighting for your own. Neither my past nor hers was ever the subject of enlightening conversation. I guess that was a mutually unspoken condition of our relationship. At the time, Loyal was one of 3 people in my life who was everything to me. I loved her for more than just the superficial and beneficial reasons.